to Mount Pleasant and you've made the midfield your own. But today it wasn't just the midfield. Rotating to left back, right back, centre back, attacking mid. Just tell me about this game today. How good was it?
Well, first and foremost, I would just give thanks and praise for these 3 points. You know? Yeah. But in the first half, I think I didn't do a lot of work, put out the work, but we go in the changing room, the coach talked to us, I'll come out second half and put out the work and come out victorious.
How Jahshaun Anglin could strengthen Jamaica's midfield beside Isaac Hayden. Join Premier 7 right now for the Big Chat. There is no substitute for hard work. Never give up. Never stop believing. Never stop fighting. A quote written by Hope Hicks as it links directly to Jamaica's midfielder in a Jahshaun Anglin. I am certainly sure that Jahshaun Anglin is working very hard, he's believing, and he is of that mindset to never give up, as he wants to be a part of the Jamaica camp to make Jamaica fans proud from these 2 games against Trinidad and Tobago and Curacao. And if all goes well, World Cup is where the country will end up. And in that case, Jahshaun Anglin, I think there's something that I have to say about him today on Premier 7. Of course, greetings, people. I hope that you are doing well. You should know by now that the national team is getting closer and closer to the game against Trinidad. Today is the 12th of November. Tomorrow the game will be played. And I honestly believe that it will be a very serious game. As you're seeing on screen here, how Jahshaun Anglin could strengthen Jamaica's midfield beside Isaac Hayden. Now, I always consider my fans. That is the reason why I have took the time out to drop a poll with the question, should I drop a video on Jahshaun Anglin, Jamaica Reggae Boyz player, before tomorrow's game in Trinidad? 37%. I receive, 37 votes. 62% says maybe, bench option. 27% says yes, needed to start. And 11% no play. I mean, maybe is where everything lies for most parts, but I believe that it is important, regardless, to talk about the player. I think for me personally, it is an achievement to talk about Jahshaun Anglin. It is the first time he'll be featured here on Premier 7. And people, even though a video has been done today, I could have took the time out to celebrate more of my birthday. Today is my birthday, the 12th of November, and you're seeing a picture of Premier 7 on screen. I received a few comments. Owen, more life, thank you very much. And to all those persons who send the greetings, I do respect such, but you don't know the show has to go on. It's all about the Jamaica men's national team. We never stop bleeding football. All right, so when you think about Jamaica's midfield balance, one thing that often missing is blend between creativity and control. A player who can connect the lines while still working within a disciplined structure. I think the only player that I can really point fingers at, having given a runs of games, that somewhat provides that balance between creativity and defensive discipline, let's say control, is a Casey Palmer, because sometimes he plays higher up the pitch and sometimes he comes deeper to create the chances for other players. I don't see the player who really can do that for Jamaica, but I think a Jahshaun Anglin have that ability to do so. We have Bobby Reed, We have um, Isaac Hayden in the midfield, but we all know what Isaac Hayden's role is. So he needs someone to complement him. I think the coach will start Bobby Reed beside him though, but I am not sure if that's the best option. Kara Anderson is a no-no for some persons, and John Russell, we know what John Russell is about. So this is bringing across the importance of talking about a Jahshaun Anglin, making him the real difference maker to play alongside an Isaac Hayden. I mean, Jahshaun Anglin is known for a proper DM player in the Premier League, and I think to play against Trinidad, the last game we were too exposed. Luckily, 3 goals could have been conceded, but all 3 was being offside. Tops up to our defense line, but we may not be as lucky as this time. So having a Jahshaun Anglin beside a Isaac Hayden could be ideal. Now we can understand that Hayden is our classic anchor. He's experienced, he's technically aware, and strong in his defensive position. He protects the back four, breaks up play, and keep things simple. Absolutely. But what he sometimes lacks is a burst of forward progression. And that would be a problem for him. So he needs a partner. So the quick 1-2 passes, those line breaking dribbles, and the attacking prowess are the abilities that we would love for Isaac Hayden to even have some of them, but he doesn't. Right? So it's like a Casemiro type, meaning like Manchester United's midfield needs that player who can add that energy or that complement to a Casemiro. Same with Isaac Hayden and the Jamaica men's national team. Now, the thing is, Jahshaun Anglin, he do brings dynamism to the Jamaica's midfield. And naturally he's right-footed. He's comfortable in terms of drifting inside, using his body well to shield the ball, and linking the attacking players. I have seen a few videos on him. I didn't get much chance to watch him in football, but what I see, I can judge from my eye. I'm not going to overrate the player because overrating players to me is not proper assessment. But the fact is that this player is known for being in the midfield. So playing him next to and Hayden, I think he'll provide some freedom for Hayden in that case, or allow for him to do more of his job, knowing that there'll be safety where the team is concerned. So the balance could basically allow Jamaica to transition from defense to attack more smoothly. People, if you believe what I'm saying here, please go ahead and smash a like on the video. I don't think the coach will start him, but I think this is something that we can look into. And of course, people, I believe that this guy deserves to get some minutes. I think, and I believe that he should start, but I'm not the coach. So with Hayden sitting deep, Anglin could operate as a box-to-box connector, pressing high, picking loose passes, and driving through midfield, right? So basically would show flashes of what a number 8 will possess, the energy, the awareness, and the comfort of being under pressure. And I think that is something that Anglin manages quite well in the Premier League, right? You saw such for him in when he's playing for his club team, right? So another point is that tempo is what Jamaica do needs to get a bit more straightened out, and I think this guy in Anglin could bring some form of control in that case. We understand that Hayden is calm, and he will control the rhythm of the game, but the acceleration I think is what Anglin could bring that could caught or catch opposition teams offside. Trinidad is a frisky team. They're strong, they're fast, so we need somebody who can match up to their energy. And I think Anglin is what Jamaica needs in that midfield. But I think, as I've said before, Bob Reid will be the player to start alongside a Isaac Hayden. But for me personally, I was saying a 4-4-2 would be the best formation for Jamaica. I've seen 3-4-2-1 on other channels, and I think that's a good formation as well. But for me, I think the coach will go for the 4-2-3-1. That formation that I don't think is really strong enough in the midfield for Jamaica. But if Anglin starts in that formation, then at least it could be something that he can bring a bit of control to the team, because that is the formation I think he plays for his club team in the Premier League. So Let's not forget that chemistry is important and discipline, of course. Um, we have players who are flashy, players who are, smooth in terms of their passes, but we need balance, between attack and defense. And I think Jahshaun Anglin can bring such to the team. People, what do you think though about a Jahshaun Anglin in the midfield? Would you start him alongside an Isaac Hayden? Would you start him? I think some of you guys would have, some of you guys would not, but I think that is based on the fact that we normally don't see him get a chance, but could tomorrow be his day? I was looking on a live that he was doing today, but I was more focusing on how to get this video out there because, not to say that because he's Jamaican, but I'm looking forward to see what the coach will bring and try to suggest something because I want for the national team to perform and win the necessary games. So, people, before I close, Premier 7 is on the road to 3,000 subscribers. I should have said this before. You're seeing on screen, I have 2,616 subscribers. I don't think you guys are subscribing enough, but I will give you some time to do so. But the importance is that this video on Jahshaun Anglin has been done, and I would like to know your thoughts on the topic how Jahshaun Anglin could strengthen Jamaica's midfield beside Isaac Hayden. I have said what I have to say, so it's time for you guys to let me know what you think. You all take care. Goodbye until we meet tomorrow, whereas I more so will be doing the live stream for Jamaica versus Trinidad.